Okay, we've got it cleaned up there. Got that dried up. I'm not going to take this governor spring off. I'm just going to leave it attached. But before we take our throttle linkage off, this particular throttle, there's only one hole. But there are two holes over here. Safest thing you can do, especially if there's multiple holes, get a marker, a Sharpie, crayon, something sharp like this. And I'm just making a mark here so I know what hole to put that in. And then we lift it out. So you got a longer end with a hook this way and a shorter end with the hook going down. This will go on the top of the governor. This will go in the throttle. Alright, let's get this fuel line off of here and let's crack that bottom open and see what's going on inside. And when you go to take these clamps off here, be real careful. This is plastic. See if you can get it to turn. You know what? That fuel line's already trashed. I'm not going to take a chance of breaking that plastic. I'm just going to get a razor knife and start cutting it. Our modern fuel with ethanol in it is what has destroyed this fuel line. To put a hole in it. You can see how bulged out it is right there. See how it's split right there. Ethanol will attract moisture out of the air, and it goes through a conversion process, and it does a couple of things. One, it eats rubber. And the second thing it does is it creates an acid which will get inside here and it will corrode aluminum. So you're going to extract moisture out of the air. You're going to put water down inside here through your fuel line. Water molecules are larger than the gasoline molecules. The water molecules will not compress as easily as the gasoline molecules will. They will not go through the jets and through the emulsion tube and emulsify correctly to create a fuel-air mixture. So you get water down inside here, then your mower doesn't run. That's what I always tell everybody. End of the mowing season, drain your gas out, run your mower until it dies. Then you're getting all the fuel out of here, and you're all set for next spring. If you want, one of the quick and easy things you can do to winterize your mower is after you've run it, remove all the fuel, run it until it doesn't run anymore. Now your oil's warmed up. Drain your oil out, put new oil in, take your spark plug out, put a new plug in it, put it away for the winter. Next spring, put gas in it, start it, go. It's that easy. And even these cheap mowers nowadays are getting real expensive. I looked at one the other day and it was just a push mower. It wasn't self-propelled or anything, and it was a couple of $100. It's getting ridiculous, the prices they want. Alright, let's get this bolt off. Let's see. Yep, that looks like about a 1/2 inch. Okay. This right here, the bowl nut. This is also a jet. It's very difficult to see inside here. I know the lighting is poor. I apologize. But you have a series of holes going around this jet. Okay? They need to be cleaned. You can see all the varnish and tarnish that's on this. So I'm just taking a brass brush, real soft brass brush, and I'm cleaning it. It only takes a moment, and it helps you identify where your jet holes are. So there's one, and it looks like on this particular jet, that's the only one. Just clean the threads up. Once in a while they will hide a pinhole in the thread. So I'm not seeing any. So this is your bowl nut gasket. You want to make sure you don't break this gasket. If you do, replace it. Your carburetor will leak otherwise. Now to clean these fine itty bitty holes out that are in the jets and so forth, you can use a multiple of things. I've seen people use twist ties off of bread or whatever. Me, I use these. These are torch tip cleaners. You can get them at your big box stores. Your big orange box store, your big blue box store. You just want to go in there, keep fitting until you find the right size. Right there. You don't want to go any larger than that. You don't want to open the hole. But if you look inside, so we know that's clean. We'll set our bowl nut aside. We're going to pull our float bowl off. Now that is pretty nasty. It should look a little cleaner than that. See how that's starting to wipe away? So I'm just going to leave that little bit in there and let it set for a bit and start looking at other parts of the carburetor. Okay, we have here, I'm going to peel this off real quick. We don't want to get carburetor cleaner on this rubber gasket. Carburetor cleaner is not good for the gasket. So we're going to very carefully slip something around that gasket and take that out and put that in a safe place. Okay, here's our float. Up inside here is our emulsion tube. Our float runs on a pivot pin right here, and behind it is the needle. What that does is your fuel comes in here, and you can see the needle right there. When it's up inside this hole, there's a seat in there. Let me see if we can get that needle out. You see that white seat in there? This needle pushes against that seat. So when your float is hanging down, fuel can flow in and fill up the float bowl, and then the float will go up to the top and it will push this needle up into that seat and it will stop the flow. We've got some green heebie-jeebies going on here, so we're going to pull our pivot pin out and our float. Now this is a metal float. We want to listen. We want to shake it. I'm not hearing anything. That's good. These are made of brass and they're soldered together. And every once in a while over the years you see that solder right there. That can develop the tiniest pinhole you'll never see, but it'll fill up with gasoline and sink your float. Then your float doesn't float anymore and your fuel will never shut off. You'll have gas running out of your carburetor onto your mower deck. Alright, let's get some carburetor cleaner in here. Now, first things first. I want to show you that emulsion tube. See if I can get this apart. Oh! Let me get a socket for that. That's on tight. Just a moment.